Hello and welcome, my Virgo friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. This is going to be a group reading for my friends born under the Virgo zodiac sign. Today we're going to explore what to expect in the month of October, obstacles that you'd face, and tools that will help you throughout the month. The deck I chose, of course, was the Witch's Tarot. I couldn't do the October reading with any other deck. I will end this session off with a blessing from the Enchanted Oracle. Like always, there's links below to both these fabulous decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Virgo friends, let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, what card symbolizes, oh, I got a jumpers there, my Virgo friend in the October month? Sorry, I laughed because I'm only asking for one card. I have half a dozen here. So the first card that jumped out, the Fool. The Fool is the 0 card in the Major Arcana. He symbolizes a new beginning. He also embraces that carefree attitude, that I'm not afraid to take that leap of faith because I know the universe has got my back. It's really a great way of starting off October, Virgo. The card that symbolizes October is new beginnings, and it's not afraid of that new beginning. There's no catches to it. So the challenge you're going to have in October is the Hanged Man. Now the Hanged Man is the 12th card in the Major Arcana, and he talks about letting go. So your challenge in October, you've got a Major Arcana over a Major Arcana. So this is a major life shift and its obstacle. The biggest obstacle you're going to have, Virgo, is letting go, allowing the universe to guide you and guide the Fool with that journey. So that's going to be the biggest obstacle that you're going to face. Let's break this down a little bit more, Virgo. So in October, the beginning of October, you're going to be facing the shadow side. The shadow side is the 15th card in the Major Arcana, and it usually symbolizes the devil. And the devil talks about those pieces that are not working in our lives, those addictions, those things that we don't want to give up because they feel good. Now, the shadow side is something that you're going to have to deal with. It's going to really come forward at the beginning of October. You need to release this piece, that piece that's really anchoring you to your situation that you just left. This is all about a new beginning, letting go. So, and I know the letting go is going to be a bit of a challenge. However, we do need to really accept what isn't working and what just feels good, and we're just keeping it around. Okay, so in the middle of the month, we've got the 5 of Wands. 5s are a conflictual number. Wands are about that passion and inner fire. So whether or not you can really accept what the devil is asking, we're going to be faced soon after looking at the devil, we're going to be faced with the 5 of Wands. Whether or not we can deal and let go of what the devil has a hold of us by, we're going to be faced with the 5 of Wands. 5s are all about that struggle and conflict. Wands about that inner fire. We're going to really be challenged by those around us regarding what it is we're about to do. They're not going to be really following our cues and understanding where it is we want to go. So we're going to have to stand up for ourselves because they are not going to understand. Additionally, in the middle of the month, we're going to be having the Emperor join us. He's the 4th card in the Major Arcana. Now bearing in mind, Virgo, all these cards were jumpers. I'm still working through them. You've got another one left. So this really outlines where October is going for you. So we're joined by the Emperor. In the middle of the month, we're going to have the Emperor's strength added into the 5 of Wands. That ability to really defend and maintain what we need to do. Also, taking in the structure and routine that we already have from our past chapter and past months that are working well, that have no association to the shadow side or the devil, that's going to really support and help the Fool out. Really support him on his journey. Now at the end of the month, we have the High Priestess. We're going to round out your month overview with the High Priestess. She's the second card in the Major Arcana. She is a gatekeeper. As you can tell, we've got the dual pillars there. And she's a gatekeeper for intuition and our hidden talents. She's very much connected into the Fool here because we are looking at something new, something exciting starting. The High Priestess is also going to help us because she deals with that veil, the veil between us and the other side, those other dimensions. Well, it's October, my friends. That veil is going to start to thin at the beginning of the month. We're going to have this thinning throughout the month. It's going to peak on the 31st. So at the end of the month, the High Priestess is going to step in and she's going to lend her power to the Emperor, to the Fool, to the Hanged Man. And you're really going to see some shifting there. Now, you have to remember, this shifting will not come to you. You have to accept it. You have to work at it. These are things that are going to possibly happen if you choose them to. This will not just occur because you have to really work with the devil here first. So those are all the jumpers that came out when I asked what October was going to look like. So that is what October is going to look like. Let's start looking at the obstacles. Yes, the Hanged Man is an obstacle, but that's because we're resisting him. The minute we start accepting him and his message of release and accepting the universal's guidance, he's going to stand straight up and walk hand in hand with the Fool. You'll have a lot of major arcana. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana supporting you in this journey. Let's look at the obstacles. What obstacles will my Virgo friends face at the beginning of the month? Okay, again we have more jumpers. Okay. The beginning of the month we have the 8 of Wands. 8s are about movement and manifestation. Wands about that passion and fire. We have them here, but now we have it in the 8. That movement, that desire to really push yourself forward, because we have new opportunities here, my friends. That movement's going to be contagious. We're going to want to really jump in without addressing the devil, and we can't. To really connect in with the High Priestess and really get that message across, you need to release that noose that the devil has put around your neck. So the 8 of Wands is going to come in and say, look at all these new shiny things, we have to go, 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 go. That's going to be a major obstacle for you, Virgo, at the beginning of the month. Now, and the 8 and the 4 of Swords here both jumped out as well. 4s are a foundational number. They're a stability number. Swords are about truth and knowledge. The 4 of Swords brings about that need to kind of recluse ourselves and rest. 4 of Swords is a rest and recuperation card. That's when you want to go in and really take care and nurture yourself. This isn't really a time to take care of and nurture yourselves. This is a time to really embrace that new, exciting adventure. You're going to have to stand up for yourselves. You're going to need to be able to get out there and say, you know what? This is my new adventure. This is what I'm going to do. However, the 4 of Swords is going to say, actually, no, let's have a nap. Your ego is really going to play devil's advocate here. It's really going to get in and try and muck things around. It's going to try and divert your energies and your vision to something else other than this journey. The ego and the devil are very much hand in hand. Then it's also going to say, you know what, let's just shut down. This is too scary. This is too much. We need a nap. So you really have your ego at play here, Virgo, and it's not going to be the easiest to identify. All right, let's go on to the final obstacle. What is the final obstacle for my Virgo friends? And that's the Knight of Wands. Knights are that adolescent, that go big or go home energy. That gotta go, I gotta get the job done energy. Again, we're dealing with wands. That passion piece is really going to start to really get in the way here. We have the Four of Swords flanked by 2 wands. And this isn't a time to go or action. And both the 8 and the Knight are action cards. This isn't a time to really dive into your passions. Because unless it's something new. This is something new we're talking about. This is a time to connect in with the Fool and the High Priestess, especially at the end of the month. You don't want to start going off at high speeds away from the High Priestess. You want to sit down and embrace. You want to pass through her gateway so that you can connect into that higher realm and really get that information and guidance that you need, because right now we're resisting it. Like I said before, when we start to get the Hangman and really start to embrace his message, he's going to be a support. We can also use these obstacles to our advantage. If we know about them, then we can start to say, hey, I'm going to start using some of this energy, this passionate energy that's going to be at play in my world, and I'm going to focus it here on the 5. I'm going to focus this movement, this passionate energy of the 8, to really take on the Devil, because it's going to give you more resources and more power. You can also use the Knight to connect in with the High Priestess, opposed to running away from her. Let's look at what other supports my Virgo friends are going to have in October. Yet another major arcana, the Chariot, the 7th card in the major arcana, and that talks about willpower. And willpower is very important when you're dealing with overcoming the Devil. You're going to need that strength to really push yourself forward. Additionally, something else that's catching my eye, we have pillars here. We've got the black and white, those balancing of opposite and polars. So it's going to be also important for you, Virgo, to balance that shadow and light in your life, making sure that you go into this in a balanced manner. Whenever we're dealing with the Fool and the High Priestess, we've got some major power there. We need to make sure that we are grounded, and we need to make sure that we are balanced, because we can't accept messages, guidance, and support without it. And that's what the Chariot's talking about. It's that using that willpower to overcome and conquer. And that's exactly what we need here. We need to overcome and conquer so that we can embrace here. What final message does October want to share with my Virgo friends? We've got another 2 jumpers. So you have 2 more messages. The first one is the Magician. He's the 1st card in the major arcana. He is somewhat of a consort or a balancing energy to the High Priestess. Talks about your skills and your abilities. Your skills and abilities to go forward. Your skills and abilities to draw down that universal power we're talking up over here. That ability to use your resources to create and manifest. And that's going to help. So your inner skills and abilities are going to really be amplified. They're really going to be an asset for you as you go throughout October. And the 2nd card that came through on that jump was the Knight of Swords. Similar to the Knight here, same type of energy, except we've got swords, that truth or knowledge. We don't have, oh, we do have a sword here, sorry. The Knight of Swords is talking about that energy that we're going to need. We have, like I said, that knowledge piece. We already had it outlined in the Magician here. The Magician isn't really a movement card. He's not an action card. Whereas the Knight is. The Knight gives movement and action to the Magician, who can lend it to the High Priestess, who can lend it to the Emperor, who can lend it to the Fool. You've got a lot of action and a lot of energy in these cards. It's really about that leap of faith that you need to take very beginning of October. Let's look at your shadow card, what your shadow self wants to share. The moon. The moon is the 18th card in the major arcana, and it talks about mystery and unknown. It is connected in with the high priestess. They're both related to the moon. At the bottom of the high priestess here is the moon. She is the goddess of the moon. She's often known as the triple aspect or the moon goddess. So she has many names. But that moon is connected in. It's connected into the triple aspect. It is connected into the female cycles and the female energies, which many people hundreds of years ago, in 1910, even at that point in time, women's cycles were a very mysterious and scary thing for men. So that's why the moon is connected so heavily into it. Also, the goddess and the moon, there's a lot of connection there as well. But what your shadow self is saying here is that there is going to be unknown and uncertainty. However, you have the guides and the energy and the light to be able to access that support. The moon also acts as an energy source and a guide. We're not alone in this. This is a major life shift for you too, Virgo. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 major arcana. And most of them jumped out at me. So this is a major life shift that you have the opportunity of accessing. Like I said, this is something that you have to intentionally go out and seek and actually do the work. This isn't something that will be bestowed upon you. This is something you're going to have to work at. Let's look at the blessing. What blessing does October grant my Virgo friends? And that's bewitching. Seems like a very strange card. However, bewitching talks about having the abilities and the power you need to go forward, or being able to access the resources you need to get the answers that you seek. This is all about the power you hold within yourself. It's a fantastic blessing. It really connects into what it is we're talking about in October. There's a lot of movement and a big shift for you. For those who wish, you can pause the video here and reflect on the cards. This is a group reading, however, the cards were meant for you, my Virgo friends. What further information do they want to share? Like I said, this is a group reading. If you are looking for a more personal or specific reading, you can follow the link below and schedule a private reading with myself. That said, I hope you found this video fun and helpful and that you're able to get some direction in October. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I will continue to create more videos for my zodiac friends in the upcoming weeks. If you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. I'm always up for feedback from my friends. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. You never know where I'm going to go next, and I'd hate for you to miss a video. Also, if you like this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Virgo friends.